Network coming to you live for the Village Ford Tough Studio. Boomer Esiason, Greg Giannotti. It's Boomer and Gio on the Fan. Simulcast across the country on CBS Sports Network and wherever you're on the free Odyssey app. Good Thursday morning. Many years ago on this radio station, there was a man working in the afternoons who famously said, I can manage the Yankees. They won't let me do it, but I can manage the Yankees. Well, I'm here to say, all these years later, I could coach the Knicks. They won't let me do it, but I could coach them. Everything I was bitching about yesterday, they came out and changed last night. Every single thing. The defensive intensity, the ball movement, making sure that guys were racking up assists, getting the ball to Karl Anthony Towns. And I know Mitchell Robinson didn't play in the game against the Pacers, and he came back and played in this one, and that was a huge one. But how about the difference in Jose Alvarado, who was terrible against the Pacers and was awesome last night? So, of course, I'm kidding, but it was just great to see all of the deficiencies that they had against the Pacers turned around immediately in a 50-point beatdown spot heading into the All-Star break. So, yeah, I feel good about that. Maybe they were listening on the free Odyssey app, and that's where Mike Brown got all these ideas. Good morning, Boomer. How are you?
Yeah, good morning, G. Yeah, it was kind of a satisfying victory and a comeback victory at that. And when you think about no Embiid, that's a big deal. But during the broadcast, Mike Breen and the guys were talking about, one team is already on vacation. The other team, could take advantage of that. And I think that's exactly what the Knicks did here. And it was finally nice to see Jose Alvarado calm down because they were saying that he was nervous, obviously, in his first game at Madison Square Garden. Yeah. And he missed his first couple shots. He threw up a couple bricks.
He did.
And then all of a sudden, he started to come around. And obviously everybody's happy to have him here. I think Mike Brown's happy to have him here. Josh Hart was talking about his defensive intensity and the way that he brings the energy, all the stuff that came with him as part of his reputation when the Knicks brought him in. So, that game was over after the first quarter. Philadelphia didn't really come to play.
No, but it's still. They needed this. Like, they needed to wash off that stench going into the All-Star break, because I would have been worried if they had come out and had another stinker. And the other thing I really loved about Alvarado last night was. Yeah. So there's that hard foul on Mitchell Robinson in the second quarter, and who's been here for 5 minutes gets up and gets in the face of the Sixers player is Jose Alvarado.
It's kind of like adding an enforcer at the trade deadline for a hockey team.
Yeah, there you go.
And that kind of thing.
Yeah, that type of thing, which is great. So yeah, and Jalen Brunson, who had 40 points in a loss, has 8 points in a win. And, of course, you're going to need him, but still, that's the type of thing we're talking about and all the assists that they had. So it was a really, really good one. And now we get this, this All-Star break, and as we talked about, it's for kids who enjoy highlight basketball and all of that.
Yeah, they got 8 days, and then when they come back, they open with Detroit at home.
That's right.
And then when you take a look at their, me, I'm a big schedule guy.
Big look-ahead guy with the schedule, at least.
Schedule look-ahead guy. They got Detroit and Houston at home. Mm-hmm. Then they're at Chicago, at Cleveland, at Milwaukee, San Antonio home, at Toronto, and then Oklahoma City, Denver, and the Lakers, Clippers, Utah, and Indiana.
You got a little West Coast.
But what I'm saying is you have a hell of a schedule coming back.
Yeah,
to get it going again.
And Detroit had a couple guys with suspensions that came out yesterday, so that will actually affect that game coming out of the All-Star break, because that'll be either the first or second one that'll be a part of the multi-game suspension that they had for their little fracas that was going on a couple of nights ago. So, yeah, I'm not worried about – I really am not. And maybe I'm wrong about this, and maybe you disagree. Like, at this point, I'm really not all that concerned about the seeding with them. Like, I think that they could win anywhere in the East if they're playing their best basketball.
Just as long as they meet Detroit in the championship round. You don't want to see them in an earlier round.
Yeah, I'd prefer not to, but at the same time, I don't know. The home court advantage thing, and they're so much better at the Garden than they used to be.
This year they are, definitely. But in past years, they lost games at the Garden in the playoffs with this group.
Yeah, but I don't think it's a huge thing when if they drop down or Boston finished ahead of them. I really don't think it's going to be a huge deal because the Knicks are the thing that are going to either hold them back or propel them. I know that Detroit could just flat out beat them, but I still believe that if the Knicks are at their best, they're better than Detroit. I just don't know if they're going to be at their best in that series. So the home court advantage doesn't mean so much to me. I just want to see them, be healthy going into the postseason. And really, once again, 15 minutes last night, but so impactful with Mitchell Robinson. That guy, man, I've done more of a 180 on him than I think any local player in recent memory, because I was so frustrated with him. He was always hurt every single year. There was some sort of ankle or foot or something that he was dealing with, and it was just frustrating. And I even said, you got to get, before last season, got to get rid of this guy. It's enough of him. He's never healthy. He's never out there. And now he's just as important as about anybody. And I really believe that Jalen Brunson and him are the two guys that cannot go down at all, especially with how unbelievably suffocating Mitchell Robinson can be defensively, and the offensive rebounds and the blocks and everything else. He's the best, and with the big truck and everything else.
Yeah, you know what I love right now. You are just oozing positivity. This is not. We don't feel this way about our local sports teams usually. And you come in here this morning, and you have you're almost like a cheerleader right now.
Well, I feel good. I feel because I called for it. I was screaming about it. The kid that was bull crap, unacceptable stuff against the Pacers, and they came back and they were great. So yeah, I mean it was nice, especially when there's just there's not as much happening right now in sports, and you sit down and you put your full attention into this team, and it's the last time you're going to see them for a little bit because the All-Star break.
Which really is amazing when you think about it. The All-Star break comes at the wrong time.
Yeah, no, exactly. You're right, because this is when we're really diving into
because when we get back, or when they get back, I should say, we're going to start looking at college basketball tournaments, and then we'll get to the big NCAA tournament. I mean, It's going to be all college basketball literally for, 5 weeks?
Yeah, I mean, especially with St. John's being we got a lot of people, a lot of UConn fans that listen to the show as well. So, yeah, it's going to be intense, no doubt. And then really it's just paying attention to this team and how they're rounding into shape going into the postseason. So,
it'll be interesting if I'm assuming, and probably all assuming, that St. John's will end up meeting UConn in the tournament final, their own tournament final, the Big East tournament final. And then they may end up seeing each other again in the NCAA tournament.
Maybe.
That would be that would be amazing.
I mean, I'd like St. John's to be maybe, well, I don't know, because they just beat them. And there's so many really good teams out there, But yeah, I mean that would be great. I don't even really.
And the thing about you were talking about the other day, the kid at Kansas.
Yeah, Darren Peterson. Yeah,
there is definitely something going on
weird.
There. I mean, the more I read into that, the more it sounds like I don't know how Bill Self is handling this. The head coach out there, but this kid is taking games off, hasn't played against top teams, and there's really no explanation for it.
Yeah, I mean, and it's the top teams thing that's really fascinating. Like, it's not some little cupcake that was on the schedule.
And this kid's supposed to be the number one overall draft pick in the NBA.
I mean, he will be. There's no doubt.
Why would you take a guy that's not playing against all these teams, got all these issues, it sounds like? I don't know what they are, and maybe there is a very good explanation. I just haven't been able to find it.
Yeah, the illness thing was really interesting, and if you take him at his word, I mean, people do get sick, and maybe he did want to play in that game, and he was sick, but it's just that track record. It's the boy who cried wolf. So when you see something like that happening a few minutes before the game or an hour before the game, then you're questioning again. Yeah,
they still beat Arizona, as Jerry pointed out, who was the number one team in the country, without Peterson. I mean, and all the things that I'm reading is that Kansas plays better without their best player.
Yes, I mean, but there's also been games where he has come in and just looked by far like the best player on the court, and it's not even close.
I mean, do you think he's just thinking about getting to the NBA in his contract, or you think I don't know. I'm not close enough. I don't know. I just can't make heads or tails of what I am reading about him and what people are saying about him.
Well, I guess the question really is, why is it against the teams that are good teams? Like, you want to tell me that they have made a decision, like the agent and the player, and this is something they talked to Kansas about before he went there, like, we need to take some games off to protect him? I would not be surprised. Would you be surprised this day and age?
I'd be like, get out of here. See ya.
Yeah, but I mean, it's so hard. Like, this guy is just so much. Like, I think that, I'm pretty sure I heard Wally on CBS compare him to Kobe Bryant. He's like, when I watch him, I see Kobe Bryant. So, I mean, that's what people look at him. So if you're a basketball...
Well, hold on. Who said this?
Wally Zerbiak.
All right, so you were all over Wally the other day.
Because he was doing his MSG propaganda stuff.
So how do you know this is not like Kansas CBS propaganda
Why
stuff
would it be
now?
Kansas? What, Kansas propaganda?
Well, his team, the Miami of Ohio, I mean, I think they're undefeated, aren't they?
You ask, who's your college basketball... We like Tom Pecora, right?
Yeah, we love Tom Pecora.
We text Tom Pecora, see what he says about him. Text, you can have Jerry text John Rothstein of CBS, just at a game together with him. See what he says about it. I guarantee you. Gary Parrish is a guy who used to work for Odyssey. He's a CBS college basketball. Text him. I guarantee you all of them will say that this guy is the most talented player in college basketball, hands down. So when you say, why would you take on a guy like this if he's going to have some weird demands about playing time, you're like, hell, I mean, I got the best player in college basketball on my team, and if I could deploy him in any way, I'm going to take him, especially because I got all this money I could pay him, and why not? That's what they're thinking. Talent over everything, right?
Again, I am not, I've gone deep into this rabbit hole, and I've seen people criticizing him. I've seen people saying that, yes, there are legitimate issues with injuries or illness. I mean, it's all over the place. Like, there's not one major consensus other than the fact that he is going to be the number one pick in the NBA.
Yeah. Well, then
that's the only thing that's the consensus. Everything else questions whether or not his heart is with his team, whether he wants to win a national championship. I see people questioning him all over the place.
Yeah. Well, let's hope the Nets get the number one pick, select him, and then he quits halfway through his rookie season. That would be nice, right? Wouldn't that be perfect for them, Sean Marks? That would be the cherry on top of a disaster decade for them.
So I don't know. Maybe this kid's reading his headlines or whatever. Who knows?
I mean, he's probably protecting himself for the draft. Like,
God, you got to be kidding me. If that is it, I mean, when I'm not saying, and you're not saying that that's it, that's a little speculation on your part.
I mean, there's a lot of people that are speculating it because this is what we're seeing more so now from, like, we had this conversation up at the Great Silo Ridge where we were talking about some of the best players in college and why would you play in some of these games when you know you're going to get drafted, or another one, if you're someone who is on a losing team in a contract year and you're a really good player, why are you going to go out there and risk it and get a devastating injury and lose out on that money? Like, players are thinking about this stuff more than ever.
All right, just so they have played, I think, 24 games.
Yeah, he's missed 11 of them.
And he's played in 13 of them.
Yeah.
Is it, and what exactly? And now the other day they said it was because he was sick.
It was the illness against Arizona. Yeah, that's what they said. Yep. But I mean, I don't have an answer for you, but it's pissing a lot of people off. That's for sure, because when you're thinking about who's going to be the best player, like when you compare somebody to Kobe Bryant, you could say, okay, he looks like Kobe when he shoots or he drives or whatever. But Kobe Bryant was as dedicated to the game as anybody. I mean, that whole Mamba mentality thing.
Yes,
like this guy, like Kobe would never be doing something like this.
Now, like if we call up Wally and say, hey, call in, we want to talk to you about
He'd say,
college.
no, I'm not allowed.
Time out.
Not allowed.
We're not talking to him about the Knicks. We're talking to him about college basketball.
But he's still Wally Zerbiak, who works for MSG.
He's a CBS employee.
He can't. Well, first of all, we don't really want to put him on the air, do we?
All right, no, you're right.
But and then also they'll say, hey, he's still Wally Zerbiak, who works for MSG. He's not allowed to go on the show, even if we talk about strictly college basketball.
What? No, that's not right.
Because those guys are going to sneak in a Knicks question. Those slippery bastards. That's what they're going to say.
But the thing about it is that he's got a CBS sports contract, and I think that's longer than the MSG one.
Well, I mean, maybe we could have, someone like Stephen Waldron reach out and say, hey, we've got this morning show on CBS Sports Network that wants to talk some and not say who it is.
Yeah.
Because Wally probably is clueless about that.
Yeah.
And be like, hey, I produce the morning show on CBS Sports Network live.
And we need a college basketball expert, which you seem to be.
Yeah. Yeah. And then
all right. Hey, calm down with that over there. All right. Jesus, Al.
Well, we know that he is. We love the guy, but he's good in the studio stuff. Well, he doesn't suck. I mean, he's great at the studio stuff.
I still don't understand why we can't call him up as CBS employees and say, hey. All right. Okay, I get it.
Well, I think that's the way you go about it.
But
Have
you're sitting
Steven
there.
email him.
The only reason I brought his name up is because you're using him.
I'm pretty sure that's who he compared it to. I could probably find it on Instagram Reel or something, him saying it. But I remember watching that and him going, he was full 100% tongue bath spot from Wally Szczerbiak on Darren Peterson. It was that game that he came in and he hadn't played in a little bit, and then he scored if you look at his game log, if you have it up there, he scored 28 points in 20 minutes or something crazy.
Yeah, no, he's a great. All the highlights you see, he's a great shooter. Does everything that you would want like a 6'6" wing to do, and if not more.
Yeah,
I'm not questioning the young man's ability. I'm just questioning his commitment to his team.
Well, what the test is going to be is the tournament. I mean, does he turn it on in the tournament, or does he believe? Is somebody telling him, or does he believe that he doesn't need to play any more than he has to be the number one pick, and there's more to lose than to gain? Now, this could end up assuming...
If this guy is Kobe Bryant, this guy wants to win every single time he steps on the court. So don't sit here and tell me that you're comparing him to Kobe Bryant when he doesn't have the Mamba mentality.
Did I not
That's
just
what
say
I'm
that?
talking about.
Did I not just say that? I said that exact thing. That's just not the same type of drive. But then Kobe also didn't have the restrictions to go from... high school to the NBA.
That's true.
And he went straight from high school.
Kid could have went to G League.
Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, I don't. Someone of his caliber, that would have been weird. I mean, him going overseas too would have been weird. Huh?
Why go to Kansas if you're not going to be buying in with your teammates?
Well, he might. I'm curious to see what happens in the tournament. But let's say that is the case, and he is taking the foot off the gas pedal so he doesn't get hurt. That may
he's going to get hurt.
That may end up backfiring, in the sense of he's not the number one overall pick because people are going to be looking at him and be like, "What the hell is this? How can I trust you?"
So so that's the thing. When Wally Szczerbiak goes out on a limb and says stuff like that, I'm like, I need facts that are going to back up the toughness of Kobe Bryant.
Well, I mean,
Kobe Bryant was a maniac.
Yeah, I think
he was the Tom Brady of basketball players. That.
Like I'm saying, I don't think he was comparing the preparation and Mamba mentality. I think when he watches him in a game.
Name.
All right, hey,
don't use
tell
that
it
name.
to him.
Sorry.
Don't look at me.
You're the one who said that. He said it.
Well, he did, yeah.
Well, if he said it, then if he wants to come on and defend himself as a CBS employee, show some stones.
He's not going to do that.
And show some stones.
He's not showing any stones.
What do you mean?
He's not showing any stones. Just like Darren Peterson is protecting himself for his big check there in the NBA.
Yes.
Wally Szczerbiak is going to protect himself from the big check at MSG.
I mean, would you slip in a Nick question?
Oh, just to make him uncomfortable? 100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course. And then we're like, hey, guys, got to go.
We heard you talking about the Indiana Pacer game and it being a rivalry game.
God,
what are you talking about?
That's what I really like to talk to him about. I mean, that load of bull crap he was spoon feeding us that bull crap the other night.
Yeah. He created it.
Yeah. No, it is that. Well, part of it with the Halliburton thing for sure. Was he even? I don't even know if Tyrese Halliburton even with the Pacers at that point. I'm not even sure.
I think he was. I think I saw him. I think I saw him on the bench. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I'm talking about when Wally said that.
Oh yeah, he was.
He was. Okay.
Yeah.